You're watching Service Drive, exclusively on CBT News.
In this new year, fixed ops remains one of the biggest opportunities to drive profitability and customer loyalty. Joining us now is John Fairchild. You've seen him here before on Service Drive at CBT News. He's a high-performance fixed ops coach and president of Fairchild Automotive Solutions to share his recommendations for service leaders in 2026. I cannot believe, John, I just said 2026. I don't know where 2025 went. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us once again on the show to talk about some of the things that you would like your dealer partners to focus on, and you can share with our dealer audience and our audience made up of many of the fixed operations directors out there that are knocking the cover off the ball every day. So talk to us. What areas of training should service teams prioritize for this year to stay ahead of the game?
Well, no, I appreciate the opportunity to run my mouth, Jim, and you know, I like doing it. So, you know, let's go. You're right. The opening context of why 2026 really, in my eyes, must be different. And let's set the urgency and the relevance. And I got a couple talking points on this I wanted to share for 2026. It's really not about new slogans in my mind, in the clients I'm working with. It's about operational discipline. Mm-hmm. And most lead dealerships don't have a knowledge problem, Jim. They pretty much know what to do, mm-hmm. you know, and there's some, obviously you got new people coming in all the time, and you got people that are perhaps underperforming that could use some knowledge, but in general context, it's execution problem. It's that we're not actually focusing on the fundamentals and making sure that they happen 100% of the time. And, you know, after 45 plus years, and talk about 2026, I can't even believe that I'm saying I've been in this business that long, but you know, the consistent gap is not training, because training is going to rapidly evaporate. It's management follow through. Yeah. And, you know, I'm calling you out at this moment if you're a fixed ops manager, but think about it. I would challenge you to look introspectively, in the service drive in 2026 will be won or lost, I feel, Jim, in 4 pillars. Is number 1, management presence. Okay. You know, I had a boss that one time told me that boss means that your bottom is out of the seat. And management presence in the service
managed by walking around. Is that it?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. And management presence is a key thing, particularly during peak times. Yeah. And number 2 is measurable accountability. So if you don't have a daily scoreboard, that you can do a scoreboard huddle, that you can identify gaps, that you can identify high performers, then, you know, you're really flying by the seat of your pants. So measurable accountability. Number 3, structured coaching. And in my mind, the manager's job in the service drive is the coach. Yeah. And in the best engagements that I have with my clients, that I'm able to coach that coach. Mm-hmm. And so do you have structured coaching? What does that look like? What does it mean on a daily basis? And number 4 really is non-negotiable execution. So we can't let certain service team members not execute when the rest of the pack is expected to execute, guys. It just doesn't work in the real world. So
yeah, but John, wait a minute. I mean, if I'm
in 2026,
but if I'm the top guy and I'm writing more service and my customers love me, but I'm not staying in your little program that you put out there for everybody else. Okay, you know, you're not going to tell me that I've got to do all of those different things that you're telling the other people to do, right? I mean, my numbers are shining like no one else's.
Jim, that's exactly what I'm going to tell you, is actually that you're being a cancer in this process. And before that even comes to that, I'm probably going to have a one-on-one. We all know who the squeaky wheels are in our shop. Oh, yeah. We all know who the guys are that are doing the second meeting after I walk away.
That's right.
And you know what? Those deserve a one-on-one, because let's face it, like you said, a lot of times they're high performers. But in the end, if I can't get that person to follow the process and to help me to build everybody else to their level, then I'm really got to take a really hard look. Is that person costing me by being a cancer in the shop. And we've all seen that meme where it's a basket of fruit and there's one peach on the end that's rotten, and the other two or three that are touching it are starting to get rotten too, Jim.
That's right. That's right. There's no question about it.
So in 2026, just to cap this off, the leadership and the service driver will no longer be defined by intention. It'll really be defined by inspection and results.
Yeah, execution. Yeah, it's got to be the way forward, because to talk about it, and to your point earlier about coaching the coaches, many of the service departments out there, I know when I was in service for a very short period of time in my automotive career, I didn't get a whole lot of training to train and work as a leader in the service department over the service advisors and over the technicians and what have you. It was kind of a get in there. What did the last guy do in that position? Follow what they did. Okay, now you're the service manager, and take it from there. And there was never much of the coaching the coaches. To your point, talk to us about that, because I think that's a very important factor.
It is.
And many managers, fixed ops directors, will not run into a dealer and go, "Hey, boss, thank you for the new job." Have no idea how to manage these people. Okay, they're not going to come clean on that. They're just going to.
That's been me.
Right. They're just going to stay quiet, keep their head down, try to figure it out as time goes on, and that costs you money, and it costs you, employees.
Amen. So your management's role in 2026 is, let's move from firefighting to operating systems.
Good point.
And any training, you said training is going to rapidly, like I always say, evaporate if there's not accountability.
Yeah.
And it's generally not a knowledge problem, but if I'm asking someone to do it a certain way and then I'm throwing back in the fire, and they're trying to take a sip of water out of a fire hydrant.
Right.
That stuff goes by the wayside if there's not some really tactical coaching going on. So let's talk about what that looks like. Service managers can no longer be traffic cops and problem solvers only. I promise you that could make up your whole day. Don't tell me it can't. It can.
Right. That's right.
You could walk in with a 20-point to-do list and walk out with a 40-point to-do list if you're not careful. But right?
Yeah, no question.
Primary role, guys, if you're a manager, in my mind, and I've been in that role for a long time, and is a standard setter. What is your standard in each process?
Yeah.
And in that vein, you're a process protector. You got to protect that process. If it's not the right process, let's change the process. But we got to protect that process. And finally, a performance coach. And so what that aims to do is to take the best that we've got and replicate those things in a repeatable manner to the rest of our team. So how do we do that? I think that there are some management things that are non-negotiable, and it takes an intentional daily rhythm to do. And I got 4 things in mind that I think that make that happen is and a lot of times it just gets overlooked in the whirlwind of what is your life. Is number 1 is morning performance huddles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that might look different on scheduling for advisors and as for text, but my best recommendation is let's do a daily advisor huddle and at least a weekly tech huddle, preferably before the pay period ends so I can iron out any problems there.
Yeah.
Okay, also in management and in your intentional daily rhythm, I would recommend you do a midday lane observation. So that might be spending an hour here and there during peak times in the lane, present in the lane, and interjecting. So I got to model that behavior. If I don't see my customers doing active walkarounds with a customer, and listen, if you haven't been doing it, there's some inertia to doing it because it's not in their daily routine. So you just got to get in the middle of it and show them what you want. Daily scoreboard review, absolutely, and
how long
recap, coaching notes.
How long should a huddle take? When during the day should it be done? Is it done before everybody goes to their stations, and then how, as I said, how long should it be?
Yeah. Okay. And that's a great question. Your huddle is not a complaint session.
Right.
It's not a housekeeping session. Okay. So those things will come up, and you got to be disciplined enough to table those for conversation outside of the huddle. The huddle should be 5 to 7 minutes. And in my mind, Jim, two things should occur. Is if I'm in the green, if I'm a team member in the green, please share a nugget with the rest of the team that how they could elevate their game, what I think I've been doing that I deserve to be in the green if I feel like it's my fault, right? And then at the same vein, in that huddle, if you're not in the green, I want to challenge you as your coach to come to me after the meeting and bring me one thing that I can help coach you on today that you feel like you're going to need to get into the green, because it's much more potent to come out of that team member's mouth, Jim, that they're going to buy into what they need to do than if I'm just dictating to them.
Right. Good point. Very good point. Yeah, there's no question about it. And these are the things that have to happen, and these processes have to be put in place here in January versus trying to play catch up and doing this in July, right? I mean, if you want to have a good year, the good year has already started. So if you haven't done some of these things, directors, you got to start them. You got to get on board. You got to get on the program. Don't let January get away from you, and then the first quarter and say, well, I'll do it, and when we break for spring break or whatever the case might be. This is a now program, right, John?
Amen. Yeah, I mean, the best time to start anything is now, right? So even if it gets to March and we're talking about it right now and you're hearing it right now and you're thinking, I got to do it now, I got to do it now, I got to do it now. Whenever that is, start it.
Yeah.
And for sure. And I think that that if we can take ownership of it, it's at any case. But you're right. The time is ticking. There is a sense of urgency with it.
That's right. I've got a few other areas here that time doesn't permit me to get to, but it talks about the staffing challenges and the turnover in fixed ops departments and dealerships that they're still challenged with. So I want to have you back to talk about that very issue. But till then,
I would love to, and I appreciate the heads up on that, because I got some good stuff on that. And
good.
The overall theme, Jim, is that we want to treat our team members just as well or better than our guests, and then that's going to translate down to the behavior that we're seeing with our guests.
Yep. We'll do a whole show on that. John Fairchild, high performance fixed ops coach, the guy that you want in your corner if you're looking to increase fixed ops in 2026. He's also president of Fairchild Automotive Solutions. And thank you so much, John, for sharing your knowledge with our audience. Very much appreciated. Until next time, stay well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching Service Drive, exclusively on CBT News.